tonight by the family of Jacob Durbin. The blue lights we see signify the thin blue line. This line represents the line officers walk daily between life and death. The line also represents the police officer's role of separating the good from the bad, while keeping order from descending into chaos. This line is a connection of memory between officers killed in the line of duty and the survivors of these officers. Tonight, we honor the 192 names that are inscribed in this memorial. The wall not only represents the fallen heroes, but it also represents 54 departments across 6 counties and hundreds of survivors. This Candlelight Vigil is, by its own definition and by our intention, a remembrance of our fallen heroes. Our candles, soon to be lit, yet small and all too extinguishable, will burn this wonderful spring evening with many emotions. Please join and light your candles. This candle that you hold in your hand signifies spirituality, spiritual healing, peace, purity, and rest. The flame represents an ever-present light. This candle is a visible reminder of our triumph over darkness. As we let these candles burn and light up the park, we would like to bring Father Doug Brown for a prayer.
Please bow your heads. Almighty God, we come to you this evening. We are tired. We're tired of senseless killings. We're tired of men and women who go out every day and night to keep our cities and our communities safe, tired of their lives being put into danger. We're tired of more names being added to these walls, to this beautiful monument. But we gain strength from you, O Lord. We gain strength from each other. We gain strength by their example of heroism. And we vow and we promise to never forget.
We now begin the roll call of our fallen heroes. Amherst Village Constable's Office. Night Watchman Rupert Becker, End of watch, April 10th, 1916. Bay Village Police Department, Marshal Harvey Yoder. End of watch, July 20th, 1925. Bedford Heights Police Department, Detective Sergeant William Prochaska. End of watch, November 10th, 1975. Bentleyville Police Department, Chief Lester Peterman. End of watch, February 10th, 1964. Boston Heights Police Department, Patrolman Jared Dean. End of watch, January 19th, 2009. Broadview Heights Police Department, Patrolman Brian Cloca. End of watch, August 29th, 1967. Chardon Police Department, Chief John Bowl. End of watch, October 25th, 1966. Cleveland Police Department, Patrolman Michael Kick. End of watch, May 15th, 1875. Detective William Hulligan. February 8th, 1887. Sergeant Nicholas Sheehan. September 5th, 1894. Patrolman John Ship. May 6th, 1900. Lieutenant Detective William Folks. September 29th, 1900. Patrolman Louis Vike. December 10th, 1903. Patrolman James Stedman. January 25th, 1905. Patrolman Herman Reimer. January 28th, 1911. Patrolman Walter Chapman. August 22nd, 1911. Patrolman Edward Parker. June 19th, 1912. Patrolman Leroy Booker. November 28th, 1912. Patrolman Albert Miller. December 3rd, 1913. Sergeant Charles Getz. May 6th, 1916. Sergeant Henry Froelich. September 25th, 1916. Patrolman Edward Meany. November 29th, 1916. Patrolman Elmer Glafke. September 13th, 1917. Patrolman William Brown. September 29th, 1917. Patrolman Alfred Ressler. August 6th, 1918. Patrolman Patrick Gaffney. December 19th, 1918. Patrolman William Armstrong. March 9th, 1919. Patrolman Frank Morans. September 26th, 1919. Sergeant William Isaac. December 1st, 1919. Patrolman Robert Shelton. December 7th, 1919. Patrolman Walter Pruse. October 17th, 1920. Patrolman Albert Block. February 11th, 1921. Patrolman August Dyke. March 24th, 1921. Patrolman Elmer Sprotzy. April 21st, 1921. Patrolman Frank Coran. November 26th, 1921. Patrolman Samuel Kilbane. April 19th, 1923. Patrolman Dennis Griffin. May 14th, 1923. Patrolman Roy Nightwine. May 11th, 1924. Patrolman Frank Shugan, June 28th, 1924. Patrolman Peter Fromm, February 13th, 1925. Patrolman Henry Richter, February 27th, 1925. Patrolman Charles France, April 14th, 1925. Patrolman John Saxton, February 15th, 1926. Patrolman William Borgman, April 20th, 1926. Patrolman Richard White, August 4th, 1927. Patrolman Albert Flemke, March 22nd, 1928. Patrolman Anthony Wiezorek, September 13th, 1928. Patrolman Ernest Ford, September 19th, 1928. Patrolman Carl Sherman, March 6th, 1929. Detective Edward Butler, November 3rd, 1929. Patrolman James Ryan, January 8th, 1931. Detective John Butner, August 9th, 1932. Patrolman Herman Poller, March 8th, 1933. Patrolman George Effinger, March 20th, 1933. Detective Harold Beingesser, July 29th, 1935. Detective Harry McHugh, July 29th, 1935. Patrolman Martin Carlin, August 3rd, 1935. Patrolman William Burmeister, October 20th, 1935. Patrolman Joseph Ternasky, April 1st, 1936. Patrolman Otto Moscholder, December 10th, 1936. Patrolman Virgil Bain, December 18th, 1937. Patrolman Gerard Bode, December 18th, 1937. Patrolman John Cleary, January 4th, 1938. Patrolman Raymond Griffin, May 30th, 1938. Patrolman Robert Wehagen, July 8th, 1938. Patrolman Louis Malacher, July 20th, 1938. Patrolman James Goggin, January 13th, 1939. Patrolman Clarence Smith, June 6th, 1939. Patrolman Otto Ziska, March 31st, 1940. Patrolman James Goodwin, May 4th, 1942. Sergeant Patrick Ryan, January 14th, 1944. Patrolman Forney Haas, December 8th, 1951. Patrolman Eugene Stinchcombe, May 12th, 1952. Patrolman William Hudeck, August 30th, 1955. Patrolman Warren Stainbrook, August 30th, 1955. Patrolman Joseph Haydu, May 19th, 1956. Lieutenant Edward Lentz, December 9th, 1957. Patrolman Edgar Nagy, March 26th, 1958. Detective Martin Rugas, September 29th, 1960. Patrolman Arthur Gunther, December 19th, 1961. Patrolman William Greller, September 18th, 1964. Patrolman Chester Burmeister, December 23rd, 1964. Patrolman Frank Humer, October 29th, 1965. Patrolman Steve Huber, May 11th, 1967. Patrolman Louis Galanka, July 23rd, 1968. Lieutenant Leroy Jones, July 23rd, 1968. Patrolman Willard Wolf, July 23, 1968. Patrolman Roy Buckner, November 11, 1968. Patrolman Kenneth Hauser, April 2, 1969. Detective John Epinides, April 7, 1969. Patrolman Joseph Trask, September 28, 1970. Patrolman Tom Hakeem, April 3, 1971. Patrolman William Nagy, May 14, 1971. Patrolman Richard Miller, January 11, 1973. Patrolman Frederick Vaca, June 20, 1973. Patrolman William Shapiro, April 26, 1974. Patrolman Philip Maher, May 29, 1975. Patrolman Edward Murray, July 3, 1975. Captain Jerome Polking, December 8, 1975. Patrolman John Reese, September 2, 1976. Patrolman John Hubble, June 4, 1979. Detective George Ziccarelli, September 17, 1979. Patrolman Desmond Sherry, July 3, 1980. Patrolman Anthony Johnson, October 21, 1981. Patrolman Benjamin Greer, August 5, 1983. Patrolman Stephen Kovach, March 11, 1984. Patrolman Ernest Holbert, October 27, 1987. Patrolman Thomas Smith, March 9, 1993. Patrolman Edward Claybrooks, December 27, 1996. Patrolman Hillary Kudnick, December 30, 1996. Patrolman David Smith, April 15, 1998. Detective Robert Clark II, July 1, 1998. Patrolman Wayne Leon, June 5, 2000. Patrolman Jonathan Schroeder, August 31, 2006. Patrolman Derek Owens, March 1, 2008. Patrolman David J. Fahey, Jr., January 24, 2017. Patrolman Vu Nguyen, July 6, 2018. Detectives James Skirnovitz, September 3, 2020. Patrolman Shane H. Bartek, December 31, 2021. Cleveland Heights Police Department. Captain Edward Connolly, September 8, 1920. Patrolman Norman Reeker, February 21, 1948. Investigator Jason West, May 26, 2007. Patrolman Thomas Patton II, end of watch, March 13, 2010. Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. Deputy James Salvino, February 17, 2001. Deputy David Willis, end of watch, October 18, 1960. Cuyahoga Metro Housing Authority Police Department. Patrolman Elsie McCrae, October 14, 1989. Patrolman Derek Lanier, end of watch, March 2nd, 1996. Cuyahoga Falls Police Department. Patrolman Clarence Chance, end of watch, May 30th, 1947. East Cleveland Police Department. Patrolman Patrick Gaffney, December 19th, 1918. Detective Lewis Hochschild, September 22nd, 1945. Patrolman Richard Miller, end of watch, January 11th, 1973. Elyria Police Department, Patrolman Howard Taft, August 18th, 1942. Sergeant James Kerstetter, end of watch, March 15th, 2010. Euclid Police Department, Patrolman George Brentar, October 10th, 2007. Euclid Police Department Patrolman Jacob Durbin, end of watch, May 11th, 2024. Fairview Park Police Department, Chief Henry Walton, end of watch, March 12th, 1950. Federal Bureau of Investigation, Special Agent Johnny Oliver, end of watch, August 9th, 1979. Federal Prohibition Enforcement Office, Agent Carl Mehta, end of watch, February 19th, 1923. Garfield Heights Police Department, Patrolman Hubert Smykowski, October 5th, 1976. Sergeant Dennis Glevar, August 14th, 1994. Patrolman Michael Brown, December 8th, 1994. Patrolman Robert Stefanoff, end of watch, December 8th, 1994. Gates Mills Police Department, Lieutenant Earl Thomas, end of watch, December 26th, 1951. Geauga County Sheriff's Department, Deputy Howard Scott, August 14th, 1956. Deputy Lummy Sanders, end of watch, July 28th, 1965. Lodi Police Department, Captain Carl Summers, end of watch, December 10th, 1977. Lorraine Police Department, Patrolman Fred Weber, December 22nd, 1923. Patrolman Charles Deal, November 6th, 1925. Patrolman George Kirk, end of watch, March 30th, 19... Lorain County Sheriff's Department, Deputy Franklin Stroll, June 30th, 1930. Deputy Michael George, January 9th, 1961. Deputy John Palermo, January 24th, 1964. Deputy Kenneth Tomaszewski, end of watch, July 3rd, 1979. Lyndhurst Police Department, Sergeant Michael Muzachenko, end of watch, November 25th, 1997. Macedonia Police Department, Patrolman Gary Pastor, end of watch, May 19th, 1986. Maple Heights Police Department, Marshal John Vipenick, end of watch, August 28th, 1920. Mayfield Heights Police Department, Patrolman Nicholas Catalano, end of watch, December 26th, 1956. Mayfield Village Police Department, Patrolman David Wiley, end of watch, September 5th, 1979. Medina County Sheriff's Department. Deputy Joseph Baca. End of watch, August 28, 1976. Mentor Police Department. Patrolman Matthew Mazzani. End of watch, June 24th, 2018. Mentor Village Marshal's Office. Marshal Lawrence Yaxley. End of watch, January 30th, 1927. New York Central Railroad Police Department. Detective Sergeant David Barnes. End of watch, April 28, 1920. Detective Thomas Cook. July 12, 1920. Newburgh Heights Police Department. Captain Edward Perdian. End of watch, September 15, 1960. Newberry Police Department. Chief Michael Cheehill. End of watch, January 1st, 1972. North Olmsted Police Department. Patrolman Aubrey Williams. End of watch, November 7th, 1989. Oberlin Police Department. Patrolman Robert Woodall. End of watch, March 10th, 1971. Constable Franklin Stone. End of watch, June 5th, 1881. Ohio Adult Parole Authority. Parole Officer Robert White. End of watch, April 27th, 1979. Ohio State Highway Patrol. Trooper Kenneth Velez. End of watch, September 15th, 2016. Olmsted Township Police Department. Patrolman Dominic Boscarelli. End of watch, August 23rd, 1979. Parma Police Department. Patrolman Michael Buerline. End of watch, May 20th, 1926. Deputy Marshal Clinton Wolf. End of watch, June 28th, 1926. Parma Heights Police Department. Sergeant Robert Bennett. End of watch, October 25th, 1972. Rochester Village Police Department. Marshal Spooner Crapo. End of watch, November 11th, 1905. Seven Hills Police Department. Marshal Harry Rose. End of watch, September 25th, 1932. Shaker Heights Police Department. Patrolman George Buttermore. May 24th, 1926. Patrolman Michael Honnell. October 20th, 1924. Patrolman Edwin Janes. End of watch, April 17th, 1926. Village of Shaker Heights Police Department. Patrolman Harry Sale. End of watch, August 27th, 1916. Solon Police Department. Marshal Otto Jirasek. March 31st, 1939. Patrolman Jeffrey Olson. End of watch, March 15th, 1989. Stowe Police Department. Patrolman Jonathan Bastock. End of watch, February 5th, 2011. Twinsburg Police Department. Patrolman Joshua McTarian. End of watch, July 13th, 2008. United States Marshal Service. Deputy Marshal John Lucis. End of watch, September 8th, 1938. Valley View Police Department. Patrolman Garner Robertson. End of watch, July 8th, 1956. Vermilion Police Department. Patrolman Francis Smolka. End of watch, October 29th, 1978. Veterans Administration Police. Patrolman Mark Decker. January 31st, 1986. Patrolman Leonard Wilcox. End of watch, January 31st, 1986. Wellington Police Department. Patrolman Edmund Smith. End of watch, May 4th, 1957. Wellington Village Marshal's Office. Marshal George Brenner. End of watch, July 16th, 1883. Willoughby Police Department. Lieutenant Joyce Robin Moore. March 22nd, 1955. Patrolman Jason Gresco. End of watch, September 21st, 2012. Willoughby Township Marshal's Office. Deputy Ernest Gray. End of watch, July 16th, 1919. Willowick Police Department. Auxiliary Captain George Maxon. End of watch, December 31st, 1976. On behalf of the Greater Cleveland Peace Officers Memorial Society and the entire law enforcement community, we thank you for your continued support and your attendance tonight. We would like to end, as we always do, with a poem written by Dawn Owens Watterson, sister of Derek Owens. End of watch, March 1st, 2008. It is entitled For Our Heroes. The day began like countless before, nothing particularly special to be found, until we heard those fateful words calling officer down. From that day forward, our lives, they changed. Our life before was gone. Now forced to live without them here. Forced now to simply go on. They gave their all they had, their body, their soul, their mind. Gone forever, but not forgotten to those that they left behind. The final call from God was made. He called them home to rest. Tears provided their way to heaven, forever to be blessed. He called their names one by one, calling that final roll call. In life, they gave their earthly due. In death, they gave their all. Heroes in life to heroes in death, our officers forever will be. Their sacrifice was ultimate, so that all can live in peace. Though they no longer walk the earth, they walk now the eternal beat, patrolling the golden streets above, until again we meet.